此等道心，老祖等的人，或许就是他了。
Who is the ancestor mentioned by the monster emperor? How powerful is this being exactly? And why is Wang Lin the one he has been waiting for? Today in a single video, we will make everything clear. To explain who the ancestor mentioned by Gu Yundun truly is, we must begin with the destruction of the Rain Immortal realm long ago, wuxia, Immortal realm. At that time, the Palm Lord from outside the realm led an invasion into the inner realm. With a single palm strike, he nearly wiped out the entire Rain Immortal realm. Only a very small number of immortals managed to survive. Lin Immortal Emperor was one of them, but he was severely injured by the Palm Lord. With no other choice, Lin fled to his own Immortal Emperor's cave abode, entering the Immortal Spirit Heavenly Realm, land of monster spirits, to recover. However, shortly after arriving, he encountered the outsiders ancient monster Bei Luo and ancient demon Tajia. Both sought to seize Lin's inheritance and physical body, and thus a great battle erupted among the three supreme beings. Lin, after all, was a void profound mid-stage peak expert. Bei Luo and Tajia were completely unable to kill him. Moreover, Tajia, an extremely treacherous figure, took advantage of a critical moment to attempt possession first, leaving Bei Luo to fight alone. In the end, Lin shattered Bei Luo with a single strike, splitting him into 9 fragments that scattered across the land of monster spirits. After countless years, each of these fragments developed its own consciousness. In order to grow stronger, they began enlightening the local natives, cultivating their own factions. Thus, the 9 monster spirit counties of today were formed. Therefore, Bei Luo is the ancestor of the powers within the land of monster spirits. More precisely speaking, each county's so-called ancestor is merely a fragment of Bei Luo's body. As such, the ancestor spoken of by Gu Yundun is in fact 1/9 of ancient monster Bei Luo. As for why Bei Luo is so formidable, the primary reason lies in his identity as an 8-star ancient monster. This level is already comparable to a 3rd-step cultivator, with combat power reaching the early void spirit realm. Even within the cave abode world, he could be considered a peak-tier existence. Back then, Lin Immortal Emperor failed to completely erase him, which allowed Bei Luo the opportunity to revive. The reason the Monster Emperor stated that the one the ancestor awaited might be Wang Lin was because he recognized Wang Lin as a defiant cultivator. However, this alone was not the true reason. The real reason was that Bei Luo discerned Wang Lin's identity as a royal ancient god. Later, Wang Lin struck the monster drum 15 times, summoning a heavenly tribulation. At that moment, ancient monster Bei Luo transmitted his voice to Wang Lin, and only then did Wang Lin understand why Bei Luo had sought him out. It turned out that Bei Luo wished to return to his peak by devouring the remnant souls of the other monster counties. In the past, he had communicated with the monster spirits of the other 8 counties, but each had their own ambitions. All wished to dominate and devour the others themselves. Some even refused fusion outright. Thus the endless wars of the 9 monster spirit counties, lasting for countless tens of thousands of years, came into being. Wang Lin, however, was not only a defiant cultivator, but also an ancient god who cultivated from mortal origins. Bei Luo could clearly sense the royal ancient god bloodline within him. After all, the common ancestor of the ancient god, ancient demon, and ancient monster clans in the cave abode world was Yemo, and they are all his descendants. A resonance through bloodline was therefore only natural. The reason Bei Luo chose Wang Lin was because he himself could not leave the heavenly monster county, and the same restriction applied to the other monster spirits. They were all bound by inherent limitations. Even if their armies invaded another county, their true bodies could not personally devour the opposing ancestor. However, with Wang Lin's ancient god blood, Bei Luo could temporarily break free of this restriction, using that bloodline to condense form and manifest. Wherever Wang Lin went, Bei Luo could manifest there as well. Moreover, because Wang Lin was a royal ancient god, Bei Luo did not need to worry about any adverse side effects. As for why he did not choose the natives of the land of monster spirits, it was because those he had enlightened could not withstand the power of an ancient monster. Even slight excess would cause them to collapse and die. Some defiant cultivators could barely endure Bei Luo's power, but only to a very limited extent, far from sufficient to support him in leaving the heavenly monster county to fight. They were at best of little practical value. Eventually, with Wang Lin's assistance, Bei Luo condensed form and manifested in the capital of the fire monster county, devouring the fire monster remnant soul, completely shattering the balance that had endured for countless ages within the land of monster spirits. After that, he began gradually devouring the remaining remnant souls. Although Bei Luo was indeed using Wang Lin, he also provided Wang Lin with significant benefits and assistance. In particular, Wang Lin's ability to locate Zhou Yi was something for which Bei Luo's contribution was indispensable. When Wang Lin returned to the land of monster spirits for the second time, the bald-headed Bei Luo remained one of his key allies. So now the question is, do you know what Bei Luo's final fate ultimately was? However, in truth, Bei Luo had yet to obtain the ending he desired. For even though he was able to borrow Wang Lin's ancient god power to condense form and manifest, his essence remained that of an incomplete remnant body. Devouring the other remnant souls did allow him to grow stronger, but at the same time it caused constant clashes among the wills of those fragments. Moreover, Wang Lin's existence to Bei Luo was never merely that of a vessel. As time passed, Bei Luo gradually realized that Wang Lin was not being manipulated by him at all. On the contrary, Wang Lin always maintained a firm Dao heart and absolute control over his own path, especially as Wang Lin continued to advance further along the road of the defiant cultivator. The aura surrounding him increasingly carried an intent to oppose the heavenly Dao itself. This kind of will caused even Bei Luo to feel wary, for he understood all too clearly that once Wang Lin grew powerful enough, the relationship between them could very well be reversed. From the chosen one, Wang Lin could become the one who determined Bei Luo's fate. Because of this, throughout their cooperation, Bei Luo always maintained an extremely cautious boundary. He made use of Wang Lin, yet never dared to truly coerce or control him. For he knew well that a royal ancient god walking the path of defiance was not in existence an incomplete ancient monster remnant could afford to underestimate. Perhaps from the very moment he first laid eyes on Wang Lin, Bei Luo had already understood one thing. The person he had waited for across countless years was not meant to become his tool, but rather the greatest variable of all, and possibly even the final conclusion of his own fate. Yet what Bei Luo failed to anticipate was that the true danger did not come from the other monster counties, nor from the gradual erosion of his fragmented will, but from the path Wang Lin himself was destined to walk. As Wang Lin continued to grow, his Dao no longer merely defied fate, it began to threaten the balance of the world itself. The heaven-defying bead, the royal ancient god bloodline, and the will of a defiant cultivator gradually converged within him, forming an existence that lay outside all established calculations. At that moment, Bei Luo finally understood. The one he had chosen to rely upon was also the one most capable of severing his final chance at rebirth. If Wang Lin succeeded, Bei Luo might regain his peak and transcend his incomplete state. But if Wang Lin failed or chose a different path, then Bei Luo's existence would ultimately be reduced to nothing more than a remnant erased by the tide of time. Thus their relationship was never truly one of master and subordinate, nor one of mere cooperation. It was a silent gamble, a wager placed upon a single cultivator who dared to walk a path even the heavens feared. And when that gamble finally reached its conclusion, Bei Luo's fate would no longer be decided by himself, nor by the monster spirit counties, but by Wang Lin's final choice.